Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Friday. It's Friday. Let's see here. Did these all import? It looks like they did. Cool. Good trades today. I'm just making sure that everything is looking right. I think we are good, but it's always hard to tell. Yes, this looks good. Okay. So I'm recapping yesterday and today in one video. Um, yeah, we had a really strong day yesterday, made $811 net. And then today, $438. Um, this is also net, I believe. Well, actually, no. There are some fees that didn't populate here, but this swap is new. So we'll see, honestly. I think, yeah, I don't know. Um, I've been having such a struggle trying to get everything to pull in correctly because I don't know if the commissions are set up right, the fees are set up right, the swap is set up right. Um, so at the end of the month, I'll just go through and make sure everything makes sense. But um, if we're combining yesterday and today, I don't know how much this is, but let's find out. 811.15 plus. So we are net 1249.92 for the title of this video. Again, I don't think that we have to go through everything, but we can sort of chat through. I did see a comment last video about the only last comment or the only comment on my last video about managing risk here or setting a hard stop. Um, I do think I made the mistake of scaling in early. Like that definitely wasn't necessary, and I could be more patient with that. Um, that being said, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world because there are situations where it pays off, and it paid off yesterday with like CREG and today with BTAI and BBAI. So there's these situations where literally in the same candle, for the 3 minute, we reach really insane overextension. And I want to take advantage of that. And it played out really well with BBAI. And, oops, I think that was the other one. Oh, no. Okay. And BTAI today. ONDS, it just wasn't working. We had slow grinds up. Was thinking about adding here, but ultimately didn't. Probably would have paid if I did. But we reached like a good point today for me to walk away. Like I didn't really want to risk any more than I had to. But this is another example, BTAI, where we're getting to where my ideal entry is and then selling off. So this is what I'm looking for whenever I do that. And that's why I do that. That being said, there will be situations like CYRX where it just doesn't work out, right? I might have gotten too early here. Realistically, I should have added on the next candle or the same candle where it was overextended to play it coming down. But, and then also like covering basically where it's the ideal entry. This is where it'll burn me. So it's really important that I'm patient for when I see things start to turn around. So, just like that, we're back to positive on the month. I think after borrow fees, probably not, but keep moving forward. And yeah, I'm happy that I was able to recoup a lot of their losses this week. I mean, we're only down 275 on the week. So yeah, we just keep moving forward, keep looking for the right opportunities. And yeah, I don't think I need to go through every trade indicating what I'm seeing, um, what I'm like basically entering off of, because if you are curious about that, you can go to my prior videos. I'm just looking at when the trend up is slowing and taking a position, and I take a max of 3 entries on a given trade, and play like short-term mean reversion. So sometimes it happens immediately, sometimes it takes a couple minutes to play out. And my biggest problem is patience, sitting through it. I think a good example is, um, what is it, NB. I really didn't need to sell this when I did. I could keep holding this, but I didn't want to be just sitting here waiting for it to play out. So you see, like, pretty consistent overextension. We start slowing momentum. I'm taking my entry. And I have pretty wide stops because at these points, ATR is pretty high. So I'm playing stops based on the volatility of the stock. And then my profit target is also based on the volatility of the stock. So um, sometimes it snaps back down. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to hit my profit target, and that's just because volatility decreases after a big move. Um, so yeah, that's like in a nutshell what I'm doing, and um, and yeah, I think what these recaps will shift to is more of, okay, what were the emotions I'm having? What issues I'm seeing? I typed in my Discord that I'm going to be walking away from trading pre-market, because I've noticed that a lot of time pre-market, the stock will just keep going up and there's just no sellers stepping in. And in pre-market, we might, be increasing volume for an extended period of time. And it's hard to know what the cap is. Also, those lower float stocks tend to be more of a pain to sit through, because not necessarily sit through. Well, I guess sit through, but in the sense that when you've got a stock with 1 million float, if it is just trading at like 1.6 or 1.5 for 2 million shares, that just means it's all getting absorbed right there and changing hands, and it favors buyers more than sellers. Like, if every if the price isn't moving and it's exchanging hands and people are keeping the price there, it's very hard for it to break back down. I mean, obviously it can be said to the opposite side, but I feel like bid absorbing the stock as it's being sold, it just means there's more and more people holding, since buyers generally hold longer than sellers do. Um, anyways, that's my theory on why that price action can be really bad, and I've seen it, hurt me a couple times, since I'm pretty much only a short seller. I mean, not pretty much, I am only a short seller. Um, so yeah, so ONDS was the big loss today. This one, I just didn't fire a third entry when I could have. I just let myself get stopped out, and I called it a day here. But again, I'm not really worried about taking a lot of trades if I see good setups. Um, it just comes down to getting out once I'm ahead. So after these trades, I was up pretty good, and I could have taken a lower loss on ONDS for my second entry. So anytime, just for reference, anytime you guys see um, minus 270, that means I took one entry on it. If you ever see minus like 400 something, whatever 270 times 2 is, I guess 520. Anything around that, that means I took 2 entries on the trade. If you see more than that, it means I took 3 entries on the trade. So I can max lose, let's see, 272. Oh, sorry, I said 520, but I meant 540. 270. Max I could lose is $810 on a given trade. And the max I could win is, let's see, I honestly don't know. I think it's in my calculator, but it's around the same, if not a little less. Maybe it's like 6 to 700. So these 450, 440, $450 wins are ones that I took two entries on that both hit take profit. Um, so yeah, so it's not necessarily that I'm scaling up because they're separate trades with separate stops and separate take profits. Um, but if the extensions are the same on the same, if the setup is the same on the same stock, I'm gonna take it twice. Um, and it's typically because I have very strong conviction that it'll do some sort of reversion short term. Um, so yeah. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and peace.